Welcome back to Road to Fire. We're a family of four documenting our journey to FIRE, financial independence, retire early. Let's chat about our 2024 Q2 dividends payout. I will share details on how much we made, our projected FIRE income, and our total dividend income year to date with all real numbers like always, so please hang with me. So July has been a financial nightmare. If I've been MIA, it's because life has thrown me every wrench possible. From a tree that needs to be removed at our rental property. Can we just pause for a second? When did removing trees get ridiculously expensive? Then we had a record rain in our state, which caused roofing issues at the same rental with an annoyingly high deductible. This took a dent in our savings. We then had our 8-year-old car just stop working, and when looking into options, I debated, do we even need 2 cars? My laptop of only 4 years has a screen that now has rainbows of colors, and I refuse to fix it, and I'm definitely going to wait this thing out. Next, my son's private school bill hit, and the non-stop back-to-school ads have pushed me over the edge. Then my daughter moved into a higher or different preschool class, but the rates increased, so there's absolutely no savings. Also, a few people got laid off at my job, which was scary and unexpected as my company is doing really well. And then my mother-in-law needed to fly back home, so we dropped over $1,000 to get her home to handle things back in UG. Our second car needed a minor fix. And honestly, that is all. My rant is over. But August, please be nice to me financially. But I have to say, I've never been more happier to have an emergency fund. With all of these financial issues, we were able to handle them financially because we had that money saved. But I absolutely hate seeing my budget go upside down, then sideways, and crisscross all at once. Regardless, we're talking about dividends today. I won't bore you anymore, but in case you've noticed that my videos have been a little bit scarce, well, life has been lifing. We check our dividends on a quarterly basis, or that's how they are distributed within Vanguard. We don't have a dividend strategy, and we never will. We took the simple path to wealth, all puns intended, and invested almost all of our money into one fund, VTSAX. But because VTSAX is a basket of stocks, we get dividends as a byproduct. Last quarter, or Q1, we were averaging just over $500 a month, and I'm happy to say we've exceeded that in Q2. Okay, so here's a breakout of our 6 brokerage accounts for both my husband and myself. So our Fidelity and Empower accounts hold our work 401ks, Bank of America and Health Equity hold our HSAs, and we have a small M1 Finance for majority of our individual stocks portfolio, and that's again about 1% of our total investment portfolio. And the remainder of our investments and the bulk of what we own are in Vanguard. Vanguard holds our IRAs, Roths, UTMAs, and our after-tax brokerage account. But when I review our dividends, I only review the accounts that are in my name and within Vanguard. Because the majority of our investments are within Vanguard, this gives me a clear, solid viewpoint. Now, I have full access to my husband's accounts as we have 100% joint finances, but I only review the accounts tied to my name or my social security number. But to be clear, whatever I have is ours and whatever he has is ours, as we believe in managing our finances jointly, which has made it really simple to plan for the future and aligns with our personal beliefs and faith. And because I opened up my children's UTMA accounts, they will be included in this dividend portfolio as well. Okay, let's jump into it. Okay, so in Q1, these accounts, which were the total value of these accounts within Vanguard, were just about $445,000. And when I pulled this in mid-July, it's now about $473,000 for all 5 accounts. So looking at our Q2 non-taxable accounts, we have my rollover IRA holding all of my 401ks over the years and my almost 15-year-old Roth that we no longer contribute to, but definitely will need in early retirement. These 2 accounts brought in almost $964 in dividends in the last 3 months or within Q2. I do see about $102 in this other income section. I've not investigated that, but I will definitely look into that moving forward. And I'm very happy to see nearly $1,000 in dividends coming in each quarter from these 2 accounts. Now, to be fair, our IRAs hold most of our investments, so this definitely makes sense proportion-wise. Okay, here are our taxable dividends coming from 3 of our other accounts. The first 2 are UTMAs accounts for our children. We opted to invest in UTMAs versus a traditional path as a 529 for more flexibility long-term. We invest $700 a month into these 2 accounts for our children. Once we hit our target goal for these accounts, we will let compound interest do the rest of the work. We then have our after-tax brokerage account or our bridge account to FIRE, which has a balance of just under $120,000 today. So for Q2, we brought in about $668 in dividends. This is up from the previous quarter as we continue to shuffle all of our after-tax dollars into these 3 brokerage accounts. I'm loving seeing this growth over time. Dividends are a positive byproduct to our simple investing strategy that will help us reach early retirement faster. But I could have used an extra $550 this month. But today, we do what everyone else does. We reinvest all of our dividends, but the quote-unquote extra cash would have been nice. We will continue to reinvest our dividends until our hair is white as snow, but we don't plan on tapping into this income and hope that our other streams of income will be enough to help us sustain FIRE. So I calculated our FIRE number using the 4% rule. I didn't consider any other income streams we will have, and that will only be the cherry on top once we reach 5. I didn't factor in rental income, dividend income, business income, or whatever Social Security I might get in that time. These other streams of income outside of our investment account will be supplementary. We've always planned our FIRE journey that way just to be safe. Let's just say we are extremely conservative when it comes to FIRE. Now, I love dividends because it doesn't require us to do anything different from what we are currently doing. I don't have the time or patience to be an active investor, so having passive streams of income and a passive investing strategy is key. We haven't changed our strategy much since we started our FIRE journey in late 2019 or early 2020. We are now about 4.5 years into our FIRE journey, and I'm beginning to see the benefits of a simple plan. Sometimes, just sometimes, I wonder if we would be closer to FIRE if we had created an advanced or dividend-specific investing strategy, but overall, I have no regrets. We will still stay the course and ride this out now or at least until we hit FIRE. So here's our quarterly dividends tracker. If you're new here, I love tracking all financial numbers, and I have dozens of charts and numbers to help me visualize our progress over time. Sometimes it's hard to see what all of your savings and investment is actually amounting to, so a chart really helps that for me. So in Q1 of this year, looking only at the Vanguard accounts tied to my name, we have about $1,502 in dividends. That was averaging about $500 a month in Q1. And in Q2 of this year, so April through June, we were up about $150 versus last quarter, or landed at $1,632 in dividends. That pushed our monthly average up to about $550 in that quarter. Now, I've never tracked our dividends like this before, so I'm not for sure if this is good or not, as I only have 2 data points, but I will continue to measure this as we progress on our journey to FIRE. But any number going up is good enough for me. Okay, so here's a projected or hypothetical FIRE income snapshot, putting all of our passive income streams as they look like today. During FIRE, we hope to have $2.7 million invested, and that would equate to about $9,000 a month in income. That is more than enough for my husband and I to live comfortably. On top of that, we have about $520 on average from dividends. Right now, we get about $400 in profit from our renter income after all expenses, and then we're averaging about $175 a month in interest from our emergency fund in Capital One. Without adding in our business or consulting income, we would have more than enough to live on during early retirement, especially as our kids get older and childcare costs diminish or shift. If things go as planned, we'll have about $10,000 for FIRE income. Now, we won't have to tap into all of our investments in the first several years of FIRE, and we will have more streams of income to help us cover our expenses, or that's the plan. But I recently started looking at our future finances this way, and it makes our road to FIRE seem a little bit more realistic. Okay, so why invest in dividends? There are many reasons to invest in a dividend stock. We don't have a dividend stock strategy per se, but how we invest today has allowed us to grow a good or decent amount of monthly dividend income. Reason number 1, dividend stocks come with stability and usually can help hedge against market volatility over time. Let me explain. Most dividend-paying stocks are established companies with a long and healthy track record. These companies are usually household names across many different industries that have been here for decades and will definitely be here for decades to come, usually. These companies provide a solid, stable foundation for any portfolio. Number 2, and the most obvious, dividends provide distributions or stable income. This is perfect for any type of retiree looking for a constant, stable income stream during their early or traditional retirement time. And lastly, dividends are stocks, and so they come with long-term stock appreciation. If you reinvest your dividends like we do, you can create a semi or small compound effect to increase your returns over time. Now, I'm relatively new to the dividends game, but I love our progress so far. Now, do you have a dividend-specific or investing strategy? If so, share below how you're investing. We invest in VTSAX, and this is how we receive our dividends today. Now, I'm not sure if getting $500 a month from nearly $475,000 portfolio is good, but it feels good to me overall. I'm definitely not complaining. I remember being so intimidated by investing, intimidated by dividends and how to buy or sell stocks. To be honest, I was confusing day trading with traditional investing, and I've learned over time the simplistic way of investing is best for us. We will keep going on our same path of investing because, well, it's working for us. I'm sure there are faster strategies out there, more sophisticated and more well-researched. In fact, I know there are. I've seen them on many channels, but I'm no longer trying to copy someone else's FIRE journey, but I'm focusing on our own. But in July, we haven't invested as much as we would like this month due to the long list of expenses we had to face, but come August, we'll be back on it. It's a 3 pay period month for me, so we will have a quote-unquote additional check to push into savings to help us continue to reach our 2024 goals. But let me know how you're tracking towards your goals in the comments below as well. Now, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, but don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe below. Until next time.